Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great and welcome back to another P3D video here on the channel. Today we are on the ground at a very dark, early morning Belfast International Airport, and today we are taking this Ryanair UK 737-800 across to London Stansted. So the flight time today is approximately 1 hour 4 minutes with an estimated fuel of 5.4 tons, a zero fuel weight of 53.4 tons, and 112 passengers. So we're here at stand 25 at Belfast. In a cold and dark state, everything is very dark at the moment, the sun is yet to rise. It is 20 past 5 in the morning, approximately here. So, yeah, I think we should get set up and get ready for our flight across the Irish Sea. Alright, so straight away overhead panel, we need to get the battery master switch on, and we'll get ground power on straight away because the priority should be to get some light to the aircraft, so we can get all the panel lights on here. Get the yoke up here. There's another panel here, and main panel lights down here as well on the pedestal. On the radio control panel rather. Alright, so alternate flaps are guarded, standby power is guarded, windshield wipers are parked, electric hydraulic pumps are off, and landing gear lever is down with 3 green lights. So we can enter our fuel and our payload. Fuel 5,433 kilograms. And a zero fuel weight of 53.4 tons, as I mentioned before. Alright, so we can come to the overhead, we can get the IRSs kicking in to nav, PSU light, GPS light are off, service interphone is off, these engine lights are all off, but we can get the EECs on. Crew oxygen is 1600 psi. Backup, landing gear lights are all green, passenger oxygen is guarded and light off, and flight recorder is guarded with the light on, which is as we need at the moment. We can check the position lights are steady, and the standby power, transfer bus and source lights are all off, as well as the oil quantity and hydraulic quantity, which is all fine now. Alright, so coming down to the FMC, we will get catering requested first though.
Catering vehicles are on
FMC. The air wrap's outdated, but that's fine, I've got that accounted for in the flight plan. 737-800 blended winglets, engine rating is 26k. POS in it. Things are set in here already because I've already put that in before. And that's just remained from a previous attempt. I had a recording issue before, so this is my second attempt, but no big problem. So we can come to the route, put a company route in. We've got it already from Simbrief, Echo Golf, Alpha Alpha, Echo Golf, Sierra Sierra. It's a runway 25 departure. We are RUK. I don't actually know what the call sign for Ryanair UK is. I'm assuming it's just Ryanair UK, but yeah. Okay, catering services here. We need to get the doors open for that. So forward and aft, right. Come to the flight plan. It's a direct departure. Direct departure out to Lisbon. The last waypoint on my route should be Lisbon, similar waypoint. And I'll program the arrival in the cruise. So that's fine for now. Come to performance initialization, 0 fuel weight, 53.4 reserve fuel. So we'll add the contingency for 15 minutes of extra flight time, and the alternate, which is the alternate fuel, We could get us as far as Heathrow. So that's 1,154 plus 604. So that should be 1,758. So we can round that up to 1.8 tons of reserve fuel. The Ryanair cost index is 6. We're cruising as high as flight level 370 today, 37,000 feet. And we can come to active sky and look at our cruise winds. 213 at 51. 213 at 51. And top of climb outside air temperature, the OAT is minus 45 degrees. Minus 45 degrees. It is summer. It's still cold, but it's not as high as minus 56 as it says here. Transition altitude here at Belfast is 6,000 feet. Just double check that. Yep, 6,000 feet, as is standard across. I'm assuming it might even be the whole UK. I mean, I'm sure there's some airports in the UK that have a different transition altitude, but every UK airport I'm aware of has 6,000 feet. Let me know if there's any UK airports that actually have, you know, another transition altitude. But I'm not aware of that. I think 6,000 feet is pretty standard across the UK. So we can close our catering doors, or request boarding actually, and we will get the left doors open as well as our cargo doors, otherwise GSX will moan at me. D rates are fine. There's no runway slope, flat runways in P3D, which is a bit of a shame, but it's no big deal. Runway wind 200 at 11 knots. As per active sky once more. And we can get our runway heading set in the heading bug here, heading selector 248 degrees. And we can actually get our V speeds set up now. We've got flap 5 departure, CG's 20%, 5.55 trim, we'll set that in a minute. And it's 128V1, 131V rotate and 141V2. So 141V2 can be set in the speed selector here. 141 I think it was it? Yes. We can get 5.55 set for the elevator trim here. Well, thereabouts anyway, because it goes in increments, it doesn't actually go up. Oh, but it is perfectly here. One of the increments is exactly what we need actually. Great. Alright. Awesome. So we'll just get our cruise altitude set. We're not on ATC or anything, so just override any constraints as we climb, so we can get up to our cruising altitude. We probably won't be able to cruise very long because it's not a very long flight. And so we'll come to the overhead now actually. Flight control A and B are guarded with the low pressure lights on, but that's fine to be expected as we don't have any engines on at the minute. The oil damper can come on. Standby hydraulic lights are all off. These lights will go off as the engines start. All the navigation switches are in the auto position or normal. Engine valve and spar valve closed lights are all on. And filter bypass lights and crossfeed are all off. We can get the left forward fuel pump ready for the APU, as we will be starting it imminently. TR1 standby power can be what we display on the screen there, and all the lights are off there for our ammeter and voltmeter readings. And yes, standby power is guarded as I said before. Engine drive disconnect lights are on, but that's fine to be expected while the engines are off. And yeah, standby power, transfer bus and source lights are all off. Which of the main lights we need to check are off at the minute. We'll come down to the pedestal, do our fire tests. All these lights are coming on. You can check the lights are still on even when the alarm's been cancelled. Fire extinguisher lights. all on, fire extinguishers are all present and working, and we can do our cargo fire test as well. Okay, so our APU is ready to be started now. We can get our emergency exit lights on, seatbelt lights on, shine the cabin, why not. Equipment cooling lights are off with the switches in the normal positions. Light right and left wiper switches are in the park position. The lights are as needed. We can get the wing and wheel well lights on for now, it's pretty dark outside. Get the logo light on too. Window heats, get them on. Probe heats stay off for the moment. Won't need anti-ice. Hydraulic pump switches are fine. Trim air is on. The temperature switches are fine, they're at the 12 o'clock auto positions. With cabin, ram door full open lights are on, recirc fans are auto, packs can come to auto, isolation valves open, engine gens and APU bleed are all on. Cruising at flight level 370. Need to double check the landing altitude at Stansted. Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. It's 348 feet. So I'll be rounded up to 350 on this bug here. Pressurization load selector is also very important, we check that as well. We can come down to our EFIS panels. So ADF here, VOR here, ADF here, VOR here. Terrain, data, airport, position, data, airport. This is a configuration I've always done and I'm familiar with. We can get QNH set to hectopascals, we can select that to 1004 HPA, and we can of course turn on the traffic detector. Hello. Flight director, come on. Bank angle is 25 degrees, which is fine. And autopilot disengage bar is up, so we can actually engage the autopilot. Clock set. Nozzle steering's guarded. Test the oxygen levels, which are fine. 100%, great. And can test our FMA. I think it's FMA lights. Disengage lights. We can actually do our master lights as well. FMA is blank with green flight director shown as well. Should have checked that too, that's fine. The N1 and speed reference bugs are in the auto position. Can reset the fuel flow. Then I'll go back to the rate position as usual. Auto brake can go to RTO. Landing gear lever is down. GPS light is off with the ground proximity warning system switches all guarded. Can come down to our pedestal. Speed brakes disengaged. Disarmed. Parking brake can come on, engine start levers are cut off. Stabilizer trim is normal. Flaps are up, matching the indicator there, which says up. Thrust reversers are stowed. And engine levers are idle. We can get WX and T on the weather radar panel here. Stabilizer trim is overrided here. Or normal actually, guarded. Alright. So, I believe that's us ready for... I'll set that to hectopascals actually. Standby primary flight display. But yeah, I will be back with you when boarding is complete. Shouldn't be too long, but I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay everyone, so welcome back. Boarding is complete, we can get all the doors closed now. Ground services, actually we've not put the APU on the buses yet, we have now. Remove the chocks and hence all the ground equipment. We can go to the takeoff page here, legs here, start the block time, and N1 reference bugs are checked. So we can arm auto throttle now. LNAV, VNAV can be armed. LNAV won't arm yet, but it'll arm in the air. everything's set. Doors are closed, all these lights are off here. Get the wing and wheel well lights off too. And we can get our fuel pumps on. Our electric hydraulic switch is on. Check the hydraulic pressure here, it's fine. Brake pressure is fine too. Anti-collision light can come on. This requests pushback and departure now. Elevator trim set. Rudder trim 0. Aileron trim 0 as well. So we can conduct our before start checklist. Flight deck doors closed and locked, fuel pumps are on, passenger signs on. Windows locked, V2 heading altitude there, V1V rotate, V2 set. CD pre-flight completed, rudder and aileron trim 3 and 0, taxi and takeoff briefing completed, anti-collision light on. I didn't actually do the pre-flight checklist.
We are ready for pushback.
So pre-flight checklist, oxygen is tested, navigation transfer display switches are all normal and auto, window heat's on, pressurization wheel selector is auto, flight instruments, heading and altimeter are set and working, parking brake is set and engine start levers are cut off. So that was our pre-flight and before start checklist completed.
Bypass pin inserted.
So we get the packs off to prepare for engine start. Secondary engine pages on the MFD. Let's get ready for departure. Tail's gonna go to the left.
Locking gear.
There's only one other EasyJet plane here on the ground at Belfast. It's going to Faro in about an hour. According to AI Companion, which is a great piece of software that accompanies the AIG AI.
Release parking brakes,
And you can see where the planes are going, and it's great. So we'll release our parking brakes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Set engine 2 to ground. Start valves open. EGT is coming up. And N2 is increasing rapidly towards about 28 when it will level off. And we need to put the fuel in, but we put the fuel in at 25 so it keeps going nice and continuously. Get the fuel in. N1 starting to go up, EGT as well, fuel flow 2. Alright, engine start switch is clicked back to off. And we'll just let N1, EGT and fuel flow stabilise a bit. And we'll get engine 1 started. Start valve open. N1 is increasing, EGT is increasing, or will be about to increase. But most importantly N2 is increasing, and then we'll let the fuel in again.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Alright, let's get the fuel in. N1, EGT and fuel flow increasing. Bit of lens flare there. Don't know whether I should keep that enabled or not, because it's not actually really realistic, it's more just a visual effect, but it can be kind of nice. Okay, we'll confirm to GSX we've had a good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
So get the engine generators on. Pro peaks can come on. Packs back to auto, isolation valve auto, APU bleed off, APU off. Engine start switches to continuous. Engine start levers are up. Engine start levers are idle. Flaps can be set to position 5. Flight control check can be conducted now. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. Blank this lower display here. Get the transponder to altitude reporting on. Annunciator panel and recall. So before taxi checklist, generators on, propane on, anti-ice off. Isolation valve auto, engine start switches continuous, recall checked, auto brake RTO, engine start levers idle, flight controls checked, ground equipment is clear. We'll just wait for the signal on the right, there it is. Goodbye, Marshall. Okay. So we can get the taxi light on and get on our merry way to runway 25. Brakes. One thing I noticed with this plane compared to the FS Labs, the taxi is so much nicer. FS Labs, I mean, I'm sure I can fix it somehow, but you have to do your yawing quite early in advance, otherwise you can overshoot turns. It's a lot more sensitive rudder on that, I feel, or the tiller as you use on the ground in that aircraft. We can get our weather radar on. Before takeoff checklist. Flaps at position 5 with the green light on, and stabilizer trim is set. Taxiing a bit too fast, but we're Ryanair, so we don't care. Lovely sunrise here. Hopefully it's a nice clear flight over the UK. Seeing as there's no incoming traffic, we'll just get our strobe lights on now. Fixed landing lights on, and that's pretty much it. Can set the TCAS to TARA. I think we'll probably just do a rolling takeoff. We're a low-cost carrier after all. Try and do a nice line up here. Pretty nice that. So just go for it, I think. 40% on the N1. Clock on. And toga. Airspeed alive. 80 knots.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Try and be gentle with our rotation. Positive rate gear up. Goodbye Belfast. Just get the autopilot on. There's Loch Ney there. The biggest loch on the entire island of Ireland. Fun fact. Cracking view of the airport there. Start to bring the flaps up now. That is gorgeous, that. Great time for flying in great conditions as well. Starts to clean up the aircraft a bit, taxi light can come off, auto brake can come off, landing gear lever can go off, engine start switches can come off, CDU, can set the legs page on both sides, left takeoff checklist, engine bleeds. My bad, I think I called these generators earlier on, I meant bleeds. Packs, auto. Landing gear is up and off. And flaps are up with no lights, so that is the after takeoff checklist completed. Don't have any altitude restrictions because we don't actually have a departure procedure. Oh my goodness. Anyway, standard Q&H. Oh my word. Stunning departure. Just look at that, I get a cracking view of Belfast. There's a city airport. See over to Scotland over there. Alright, we're above 10,000 feet, so the landing lights can come off. Looking at the seatbelt signs to auto. So I hope you enjoyed that magnificent departure. Well on our way to Stansted now. I will be back with you in the descent, and I'll see you later. Okay, so hello everyone, welcome back. We're well into the descent. We're at just approaching 4,000 feet actually. There wasn't really anything interesting to report until now, otherwise we're just about to turn on to the localizer. So our speed is attempting to reduce to 240 knots. We do need a bit of drag, so we'll get the spoilers into the flight detent, just for practicality really. It's pretty cloudy here at Stansted, but it's not a massive issue. The speed is starting to reduce now. Maybe a bit of flap extension. Should be a pretty straightforward approach, but just turning, and it's a straight in landing really. Okay, so that's our speed reducing down to our first flap extension speed. We're about to set the localizer, so we'll arm the approach mode. Get autopilot B kicking in as well. We'll just set flap 1 to help the plane slow down. And we're at the 1 speed, so we'll set flap 5. And we'll get flaps to 15 and gear down 2. Not quite time to start manually setting our speed yet. Can get the speed brake armed. Get it down again. Get it armed. Oh. Don't want that open. Landing lights all on. Engine start switches, continuous. Don't want all these menus popping up. And we'll get flaps to 30 now. Let's set our VREF speed, which is 139 knots. Landing straight into a 16 knot headwind. It's absolutely fine, perfect. And yeah, just need to do the landing checklist now and we're ready pretty much. So engine start switches are continuous, speed brake is armed, landing gear is down, and flaps are position 30 with a green light. Alright, so we're not visual with the airport just yet. Bit of rain actually. But we're fully configured, so that's very nice. We'll have to do an auto land if we're not visual with the airport at a certain point. But we should start to see the runway lights appearing soon. It's a lot cloudier than I thought it would be. I'm starting to see the ground now. It's 1000. Radio altimeter. And we're visual with the PAPIs, so I will disengage the autopilot now. My aircraft. Just keep this lateral and vertical descent. Well, you can't have a lateral descent rate, but this vertical descent rate and our lateral profile. The tip is to just make small corrections. You don't want to overcorrect. We are a bit low on the PAPI, so we'll try and level it a little bit. Continue descending now.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 30.
Flare.
20. 10.
Lovely. Right, we're down. Reverse green. Decel. $60 knots. Manual braking. Really nice landing. That's my best landing in a long time. I'll just get rid of these annunciator warnings. Exit runway. Get the weather radar off. Get auto brake off. Get speed brake up. Oh. And get our flaps all the way up. Can stop the clock. 57 minutes air time. So flight time was actually 7 minutes shorter than predicted. Taxi back to stand, we'll park where The other Ryanairs are. This plane is so nice to handle, I love the handling. Okay. So we can get landing lights off, taxi light on, engine start switches off, strobe lights off. Keep everything as is, don't really need the logo anymore. Ryanair 737. Where's that going? Alicante. Start. We can get the propane stuff. And APU can be started. We can get the transponder off. KTEL 50, Lima 50, and Ryanair. Stansted is a big Ryanair hub, as you probably can already tell. Taxiing a little bit too quickly, and as I said on the way out of Belfast, we're Ryanair. We don't care, there's no speed limit for Ryanair. I need to actually see what this gate is. Let's see where our ground equipment is. It's not on this side, it must be. Is that it over there? Yeah, that's also over there, okay. So we've got a little bit further to run. I just had a look on the AI companion to see where other Ryanairs were parked, because I'm too lazy to search up a chart. This, you know, with this short time before we need to park up, I just picked a stand near, so a close enough number to where all the other Ryanair aircraft are, really. Of course, the official procedure would be to look at the parking and docking chart, but I don't really want to keep tabbing out of the sim. I'm not very good at reviewing these things before landing, but it's normally quite straightforward to work out where we need to go. Still nearly done. Oh dear, I think there might be a glitch with the scenery. I think we might have some default buildings spawning in, so might need to go and edit that. Create an exclusion zone of default scenery around the airport. Using ADE, I think it is. There is a yellow line actually, we'll just get turning right here. Hopefully not overshoot it. This side of the terminal is alright, no default buildings here. It's annoying when it does that. Oh, I have no idea. The number is hidden behind, but we'll do what the marshal is doing. There we go. Get the APU gens on. And we can cut the engines. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stansted. We're not quite done yet though. Yeah, so just wait for the engine to spool down a little bit. Better safe for the ground crew to start working around. I mean, this guy's very close to it already. But it's a flight simulator. Alright, we'll just get anti-collision off, seatbelt signs can come off, can release the passengers from their seats. Fuel pumps all off apart from the left forward, so that's with the APU. Hydraulic switches, get the electric ones off. Recirc fans auto, packs auto, the leads all on, the lights are fine, get the taxi light off. Flight directors can come off. Transponder is standby. So we'll connect up our ground equipment. And that marks the end of our block time, 1 hour 16 minutes. Yep. There we go. Request ground power. Get it on. Get the APU off. Get our parking brake off too now. We'll do the shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps are off. Can actually get the left forward on off as well. Propeller's off. Hydraulic panel set. Flaps are up. Parking brake is off. Engine start levers are cut off. Weather radar is off. Shutdown checklist complete. We're not going to do the security checklist because we're going to keep this aircraft in a turnaround state for whatever its next flight may be. Alright, so I hope you all enjoyed that flight. I certainly did. Flying across the UK. Quite a short flight, but yeah. I recently got the Belfast scenery, so I wanted to try a flight out of it. I've had the Stansted scenery a good while. Although, as you can see, it is a little bit glitched out. Try and get that sorted for the next time I fly in here, but still does the job, more or less. So I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully another one will follow relatively soon, and take care, and goodbye.